Hey guys, it's me, Ejin from Cosplay America, and today we're going to talk about cosplaying in Japan. Now, for many of you guys, this might be a dream of yours, but hold on. There's some differences between cosplaying here and there. And so I had the opportunity to go to Anime Japan last week and check out the convention as well as the cosplay scene. Anime Japan is held at Tokyo Big Sight, which is also the same place as Comiket. So Anime Japan runs for 4 days straight. The first 2 days are open to industry only, and the last 2 days are open to the public. In a way, this place reminds me of E3, where it's mostly industry folks and not as many third-party vendors. Surprisingly, for a convention this size, and this is about the size of Comic-Con here in the United States, there was very little cosplay in the exhibit hall. In fact, most of the cosplayers I saw in the exhibit hall were working for the different companies exhibiting at the convention. Those you can take pictures of. So if you want to take pictures of cosplayers and not those necessarily working for a company, then where do you take pictures of cosplayers? The two cosplay area is clearly marked, and there is an indoor and an outdoor area. So as you can see, this is the outdoor area, which is in the parking lot, and you can see it's very well defined as the path to get in and out of the cosplay area. Unfortunately, it was raining, so there weren't that many people out there. For some conventions like Comiket, their entire cosplay area is actually outside and there's no indoor area at all. So this is the outdoor cosplay area. It's raining right now. Well, it stopped raining, so it's kind of cold and chilly out here right now. But we'll come out here anyway, just take a peek around. Notice how they use the parking stripes as a queue line to line up to take pictures of cosplayers. So cosplaying in city streets is heavily frowned upon unless it's for a street festival. So to actually cosplay at a convention, you would show up at a convention with your suitcase, buy a pass into the convention, then pay an extra fee for the changing room. The fee is 1,000 yen, and as you can tell by the picture above, the women change in the left-hand side, the men change in the right-hand side. Now you're basically changing in a big open room, but there are private changing rooms available if you like. The cosplay area and changing room is open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now notice the table in the middle. If you look to the right, you'll see something on the table, and that is actually cosplay supplies. So yes, if you forgot something related to cosplay, you can buy some replacements at the table. Conventions in the US should really do this. Next to the changing room is the luggage room where you can store your luggage, but I get a feeling it fills up pretty fast. It's a lot of work. So I understand you can't cosplay in the street, so you can't get a subway and wear your clothes. You have to bring your suitcase, pay money to change, and pay money to enter the cosplay area.
Usually it'll be like a one fee.
One fee thing?
Sometimes the cloak will have a separate fee. So maybe you'll pay 500 yen to cosplay and 300 yen to use the cloak room. So to use the cloak and cosplay was 1,000.
Is that a bit high?
If you add it to the ticket, because we also needed the ticket to Anime Japan. And I mentioned when we were walking that most cosplayers will only cosplay. So they still have to pay for the event even though we're just going to be here.
Really? So let's talk about they either cosplay or they shop. They can't do both? I mean, I did see people dressed in costume there, but I did not see that many at all.
Yeah, they're really hard to mix. Just for time purposes, because so I showed up at 10. I waited about 2 hours in line to get in, and then I had to wait in line to change, and then change. So that was 3 hours in total. total, 10, 11, 12. Not ready until 1. And then we have to be out of here by like 5. So that's I think the biggest reason why cosplayers will choose 1.
I am in the cosplay area. At this convention, they have the cosplayers in specific areas. There's usually outside and inside at this convention. Because it's raining outside, they moved everything inside, so it's actually more crowded than normal inside over here. So the way it usually works is there's a queue, there's a line that you get into to take a picture of a cosplayer. You ask permission, you exchange cards, and it's kind of interesting because we don't do this in America. But let's just go take a look.
Personally, I find the lines much better than the ones in the US because you, as a photographer, get a chance to get the full attention of the cosplayer for a few minutes before moving on. The downside is, of course, that it's mostly hall cosplay shots, and you can't really take cosplayers to locations around the convention to take more unique shots. I'll have to mention again that this was an unusual event because of the weather outside forcing most of the cosplayers and photographers inside. I'm not sure exactly how this is at other conventions, but it was really, really crowded that day I went. For the most part, photographers will line up to take pictures of cosplayers, but there were a few times where they kind of, well, crowded the cosplayer. Okay, so in America, when you go to cons, people get stopped, and you see this all the time, they get stopped for pictures everywhere.
Yeah.
So here, unless you're standing in the cosplay area and you're standing without anybody around you in a way, that signals that, hey, you're open to be photographed?
Yeah, so I actually, you'll pick a place to stand, right? Look really nice, and around you, you'll have your sign.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
So you'll have your series, your Twitter.
That's actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
So you'll just put it like
To the side.
around you, and so like photographers will take a picture of it and like send you a photo.
And she was right, because most cosplayers I saw would have signs, either on dry erase boards or paper, that had their Twitter information as well as cosplay archive information. Surprisingly, Twitter is very strong in Japan. Besides signs, you can exchange cosplay cards as well. I love the idea of these signs, but I don't think it would work so well in the United States. They're kind of big and bulky to carry around. So to do this, what we probably should do is make small business cards, then at the end of being taken photo of, show them the business card and have them take a picture of the business card. That way, in their camera, they would have pictures of you as well as you holding the card with your information. And this way, they can't lose it. They can't lose your business card. It's right there in their files. So I hope this video gives you a little idea of what cosplay is like in Japan. I know I barely scratched the surface itself, and I really need to keep digging in deeper and deeper and make some more trips back to Japan to figure this out even more. But if you are planning to go to Japan, I would suggest to research as much as possible, take a Japanese friend if possible, and I've also included 2 links in the description box of 2 cosplayers living in Japan who can perhaps answer some of your questions. They're both Americans, both of them I met at various conventions in the United States, and I'm sure if you ask nicely, they'll be happy to help you. Thanks a lot for watching, and happy cosplaying!